Alright guys, so this is going to be a more in-depth video than my first on the CW45. It is a 6+1 capacity, single stack, striker fired, trigger cocking double action only. The barrel is 3.64 inches with conventional rifling at 16.38 right hand twist. The length is 6.32 inches, height is 4.8 inches. The slide width is 1.01 inches. It is matte stainless steel. The weight with the magazine is 21.7 ounces, and the sights are drift adjustable in the rear. The front is pinned, and they come with a bar dot combat sight, which has been a really great sight so far. You get on target quick, and it's been very accurate. Let's see. The differences between the CW and the P45. Well, the main difference is cost. This is the economy version that Kahr has put out. I got this for just under $300. They usually range from $3 to $4.25, but I wouldn't pay more than $4 for it because you will get a better deal if you look. Also, on the P45, the slide is milled out a lot more. It takes about an ounce off of it, with the P45 coming in at 20.5 ounces. And the barrel, it is conventional rifling. On the P45, it is polygonal or polygonal, however you want to call it. I have seen some videos on YouTube that guys have been testing different ammos and have actually seen a drop in velocity with the P45 barrel. I would check that out. And the slide release, this is actually off of a P45. This is a milled piece of metal. The CW45 originally comes with a cast piece. I just didn't like it. I don't like cast parts on my gun, so I just traded it out. It works great. It pops right in, and no issues. Also, the trigger on this is the P45 trigger. It's actually a little thicker and a little bit shorter. I can't really match it up too well, but you can see it's just a tiny bit shorter and thicker and a little more rounded off on the corners. I'm going to throw it in and see how it runs. I'll let you guys know. The last thing is that I've actually seen the ejector. It is actually thicker across here. And I'll show you. To break this thing down, you gotta line up the two notches. I kind of do it like a Glock. And once those are lined up, sorry, my hand's in the way. You gotta knock that pin out in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real fast off camera. Alright, so once you're got this loose, pull it out. All you gotta do is pull the trigger and it'll slide off. So what you're gonna see is the ejector right here. On the P45, it is a little bit thicker. You can see it right on the top. I'm also gonna put this in and we'll see how it runs. But that'll be for a different video. Here's the trigger cocking double action only on the trigger. This cam back here, that's what's gonna cock the striker fire, and at the end is what's gonna engage it and release the firing pin. So it's a really safe gun. You're not gonna drop it and it's not gonna go off. You have to pull the trigger for this to go off, since there are no external safeties on it. So I like that a lot, especially for a carry gun. I don't like things on the side getting snagged, and it is very Glock-like. It has another safety right here, just like the Glock, and the whole striker fire system is pretty much like a Glock. You have to push this pin in, which is actually the retaining pin for the extractor, to get this plate down and off. And you also have to get this spring back and out of the backing plate. There's a little niche in it that you have to release. And to break it down, it's pretty much the same thing. Guide rod out, barrel comes right out. So that's all. And another thing is, when you guys take this down, if you forget the closed end of the spring, it always goes to the back of this guide rod, and then there's an open end right there that faces forward. The barrel itself is a really nice barrel. It came polished. I put a little bit more polish on it, but the feed ramp, it's all polished. But so far, it's been a great gun. Let's put this back together. Alright. You do have to get this, push the barrel down a little bit and get it forward for that pin to go back in. Sometimes it'll fight you just a little bit, but it's no big deal. There we go. So the trigger itself, it is the double action only, but it is very smooth and very long. But for a carry gun, it's great. I mean, I've really gotten used to it quick and haven't had any issues with it. The reset also on it is very long. It's pretty much all the way out. But, I mean, great trigger. You're not going to find a better double action only trigger on a semi-auto. I haven't. So the magazines. This is the standard Kahr magazine. It is a really nice built magazine. The welds on it are real good. It's strong. I haven't had any feeding issues with it. It's the 6-round. You can get an optional 7-round magazine with just a little bit more extension on the bottom, but it does poke out of the gun just a little bit. Originally there was a little lip on here I ground down. I got to clean it up a bit, you know, just make it smoother. But you know, I like it better like that. And the other option is the Checkmate Officer's Magazine. This is a 6-round. You can also get a 7-round Checkmate, but for the follower has to get bent down just a little bit because it will feed rounds high and they'll get stuck in battery. And also, I actually had to grind down these edges just a little bit because they were actually riding on the bottom of the extractor. But it does fit better. I mean, it's almost flush. It's maybe about an 1/8 of an inch sticking out instead of, you know, almost a quarter. But I had high hopes for it, and I have 50 rounds through it, just no problem. And then I started getting FTFs, and it was feeding it high again, and rounds were jamming up top and not letting the battery close. So I got to figure that out. But if you guys were seeing, it's kind of dark, but the extractor was riding on it. I know guys on videos have said they haven't had issues, but that was just something I saw. Also, the grip on this, the original grip, the stipling on it is very aggressive. And I mean, I work with my hands all day, and it was bothering me. It was tearing my hands up, you know, pretty good, and they're torn up all the time. So what I did was I got the Talon grips, and they fit just awesome. I mean, they make it nice and smooth, but just enough grip to really get on it. And it doesn't cover this little back part, but I mean, I took some emery cloth and sanded it smooth. I just took the rough edges off of it because it was really hurting my side when I was carrying it. But it came out real nice. I carry the gun every day now. in a soft tuck. I couldn't find a really good holster for it that I wanted to, I didn't want to shell out $100 for anything. So I got tired of looking, and I just grabbed this at Bass Pro. And surprisingly, it's been a really nice holster. It's been very comfy. It molds to the gun well. It doesn't, this rides on the skin. This stays away, so it doesn't bug me. I like that you can canter it however you want. You could do small at the back, ambidextrous on either side. And I carry about 4 o'clock. The clip, it's plastic, but I haven't had any issues with it. It grips on my belt real nice and over my pants, and you can actually tuck shirts in if you do. I don't, but on rare occasions. So it's been a cool holster. I'm still looking for someone to make me a nice Kydex single clip for it, and maybe if I keep bugging somebody, I'll I'll get one. And the last thing is, I noticed was on the round itself, after firing them, picking them up, they have a little bit of a comet tail on them. They're not a perfect circle. But Kahr has actually said that is not an issue in their owner's manual. Let's see where it is. Yeah, it's right here. If I can get it to focus. Yeah, primer indent. So if you guys, want to read it real quick, you can just pause the video. But they said it is not a concern and don't have to contact them or anything. And I have not had any issues with it either. So, accuracy on this. This thing has been one of the most accurate guns I've shot, especially in 45. And the 3.5-inch barrel, 7 yards, all day, just hit. 25 yards, I can still put it on target. 50 yards, it's still on target. That's more of an area target though. But if you take your time at 50 yards, you're still going to hit. I haven't been able to shoot 100 yards yet out with it, but I'm planning on doing that soon. Reliability, besides what happened with with this Checkmate magazine, the gun's been flawless. The break-in period, they want you to throw 200 rounds through it of not reloads or anything or hollow points. But I just threw anything at it. I don't care. I don't want someone to tell me what my gun can or can't shoot. I need to know for myself. So when I first got it, I actually just sat at home and I just racked the slide. Just racked the slide 200 times. They really want you to loosen up that return spring. And I had no issues. And it was shooting, jacketed hollow points, the longer Hornadies, flat nose, round nose, just, full metal jackets, anything. Reloads, it just eats everything up. But the only issue was that magazine. And so I'm going to get another Kahr 7-round magazine for it, just for a backup carry. But other than that, I would really recommend this gun. You guys don't need to get the P45 and spend all the extra money on it. If you want, change out this. I think this is like $25 on the Kahr website. The trigger and, I got a whole parts kit from a parted out P45 for about $20. And it would have cost me around $150 if I bought everything brand new. But it's been a good gun. I love carrying it. It's very comfortable and very thin. I barely know it's there. Next one I'm going to probably check out is the CW380, just for a backup and maybe a summer gun. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys.